Hi, thanks for watching. Well, it's late in the month again. It seems to be going that way for me. But here we go. Tarot in this video for Aries, Taurus and Gemini for the end of November 2019. And that means Neptune direct. That means we're still in the post-shadow to Mercury retrograde. But Mercury is direct. And here we go with a tarot card. First of all, for Aries, let's go with an Aries card. And we've got, Three of Swords there. Bit of a scary one, to be quite honest, isn't it? But at least the good news with this one is that the scary thing, whatever it is, has happened and it's over. And I guess you guys are living with that at the moment. Really not an easy one at all, though. But with the number 3, it's an odd number, and it always means that it can kind of multiply itself in different ways. So it's really... the trouble is over, but the solution to the problem is not over at all. It's actually coming because we can see the rain cloud in the background there, and that means things are going to get better because whenever it rains, we get a dry time afterwards. No two ways about that. Oops, excuse the wobbly camera here. Different camera because there's lots and lots going on as we come up close to Thanksgiving. Another card for Aries, and this time it's the Two of Swords. So there we are, an even number this time, but still, it could go either way, could it not? This character is facing away from the rough seas here, and we're into the swords here, so this is all about kind of making decisions, wanting to get things moving maybe, but not perhaps being able to get things moving straight away, because things are pointing in two directions. And you know, friends, you can't make an omelette without cracking eggs, so that is the way it's going to be going, no doubt. But at least there's two definite possibilities there. Not easy to choose, really not easy to choose, Aries, but let's see what else we've got for you, and it just kind of suggested itself without me doing anything. We've got the Eight of Cups here. And this character has got plenty to celebrate if he stays where he is, but he's gone off looking for more. Is that wise? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You never know. It's like kind of some people, they'll sell a few things on eBay, make a bit of money. Other people will kind of want to open a shop and keep on making money. And that can go very well. It can also just make them into a hoarder. So lots of different possibilities here, Aries, and different strokes for different folks, as always, with my tarot readings and with just about everything else that goes on. But the sun is smiling there, and that suggests there's this kind of an overarching force of good, force for good, which is coming into this situation. So what have we got for you guys, Aries? Three of Swords, difficult, but it's already happened. I guess you guys are still living with this one, but the rain clouds certainly will clear, and that will have the effect of taking the blindfold off that this character is wearing in the Two of Swords here. And there's the crescent moon there, showing a lot of potential actually, because whenever we've got a crescent moon, we've got new things coming into being, because the moon is in a cycle, and the way our lives go is always in a cycle, and facing away from the turbulent waves of the ocean there, so things are looking reasonably positive. And when we get here, they're actually looking very positive, because this shows that whatever happens, Aries, you do already have a number of full cups there, and if you find something as you're looking ahead, great. If you don't, well, never mind, because the Three of the Swords thing, which to me is the heart of this reading for you guys, Aries, is actually going to be on its way towards clearing. Right, going as fast as I sort of can and still keep the meaning in the thing. You have to excuse my great big hands in this kind of weird new camera angle, but my other camera is uploading another video at this very moment because Neptune went direct today, and so that really called for a good long video, and it's taken a good long time to upload. Anyway, Taurus, how are we doing, Taurus? And the first card out for Taurus, it's the Hanged Man. There he is, the Hanged Man, and it's number 12 in this deck, or is it? Yes, it is. I have to just kind of turn it over and have a look to myself sometimes to be sure, just in case it's mirror writing. But maybe, in that case, maybe that's why the Hanged Man is hanging. Maybe he's not sure if what he's seeing is exactly the way round, but he thinks he is seeing it. He's seeing it for sure, and there is fruit all over the branches there. Of the tree that he's hanging from. So in a sense, he could turn himself the right way up and pick that fruit, but maybe he'd regret it. Maybe he needs to see what's going to happen along the way first. So let's shuffle some more and see what comes out. And gosh, You know, these are written in Turkish, and I don't actually know what these words mean exactly, but it's the Knight of Wands, it most definitely is. So we've got a branch here, and we've got good things growing from the branch as well. So really quite positive news so far, and this is the middle card. I'm going to say this is the heart of the matter for Taurus in this reading, actually. And now look at the fast-moving progress that's going on with the wand here. Now, there is only one wand in this scene, but the Knight of Wands is making it fast-moving, is making it absolutely full of potential. So don't hang about being the hanged man too long, Taurus. That is my advice to you, and that is the Tarot's advice to you at this point. That's the heart of things, though. And whenever there's a knight involved, we do have to kind of appeal to their egos somewhere along the line. Not necessarily their ego, but we have to seem like what we're after, what we're asking for is a worthwhile thing and a worthy thing. So be straight with yourself, Taurus. It's always really good advice, that, actually, wherever it comes from. But that is certainly what the tarot is saying at this point. And an outcome card for you guys. Whoa. Right, here we go. And it's Tilsim Crowley. There we go. It's the King of Pentacles, basically, and he is sitting proud there. Again, we've only got one of the thing in the suit, in the card. One of the suit in the card, one disc, one pentacle. But because the King's got it, it really is an all-powerful thing, because all things can happen when the King is in charge of it. And as he's holding this thing here, this orb here, I tend to think of this as almost a magic wand, you know, something like that. So we are very, very close, Taurus, to finding the solution to whatever's keeping you hanging about. And I wouldn't hang about too long. I'll say it again. Look at the bulls in the top of this card on the King's throne there. There's a journey going on, and there's loads and loads of energy behind it. We saw that really with the Knight of Swords here as well. But there we are. I really like the clarity of this deck, actually, and it seems to be producing clear answers for Taurus and for Aries so far. Will it for Gemini? We will find out in a minute. But just look at this one again, Taurus. Okay, the 5 points of the Pentacle sign there are really showing a massive potential for success as the Knight is ready to go forward and do battle and make the success happen. Here we really have things showing up very positively indeed, because the 5 points here are earth, wind, fire and water actually working together, actually under the auspices of the divine. And since this is the King card, this really is the divine. Also, you know, 2 bulls in the picture, and it's for Taurus. So, you know, that Taurus side of you is really what's going to be driving you as you go forward. And don't be the hanged man for too long, okay? It looks like a very wise thing to me, but look at the light of inspiration around his head. He really wants to get his act together and start moving forward, this guy. I'm really sure of it. Okay, camera wobbles every time I lean over there. What are you going to do about it? Let's just say, oh, look, guitar strap and what's that, a dream catcher as well, all coming into shot. So things are on the move, things are changing. But let's get back to some kind of focus there. Right, I'm going to have to make a new stand for this thing, I can see. Maybe this is going to play into the Gemini reading, which we are coming to right now. So Gemini, what have we got for you? First card. And it's another knight. This time it's the Knight of Swords. Right, so this this means swift, decisive action can only really come if you get ahead and make a decision. A difficult decision waiting in the wings for you guys to take it is what I see there actually at this point, Gemini. And that is always a tricky one for Gemini, because you guys can see so much of what's going forward, so much of what's gone behind, and it really becomes difficult to choose which way to go. But there he is, the Knight of Swords. You are really going to have to persuade this character, whoever he is, to give you as much help as possible. And now, this might be a character in your own life, of course, might be a human being, might be an animal around you, or it might be just a situation that you need to read before you kind of try and get anything out of it. You know, a little bit of the hanged man about that one, actually, even though this is a very fast-moving card, Gemini. But the clouds are slanted in the sky there, and whenever we're reading tarot and we get slanty clouds, then, you know, everything is not as it seems. That is an absolute fact. You've probably noticed by now, but another one came out with it, and it is the Wheel of Fortune, the right way up. Number 10, Gemini, and it's number 10 in the Major Arcana. So a very positive number, that, actually, because it shows that you've reached some level of completion. And that might be why you don't want to go dashing off forward just yet. Yeah, that might be why this knight is going to take some persuading. because maybe your ideas, as worthy as they are, and they will be worthy ideas, Gemini, no doubt about that, your ideas are going to draw you forward from this the Wheel of Fortune that we've got here. And since it's a number 10, you are actually already at a good level of completion. Maybe you want to stay where you are just a little bit longer. There's always forward motion going on in the tarot because it reflects life. And there's always forward motion going on in life. Life is change. I've said it many times. And anyway, an outcome card, it's another number 10. And it's the 10 of Wands, Gemini. So this is what it's all about, really. And you can see this character, he doesn't look too overloaded actually. He's got many wands there, 10 of them, and they're all bearing fruit even though they're not plugged into the ground anymore. So if you're detached a bit from your general kind of situation, your normal sort of friendships and your normal way of life at the moment, a little bit detached, don't worry about it. It's not more than you can bear. The universe never throws at you more than you can bear at a given time. But there's this character. He is actually going to be able to see through those wands eventually. He's just holding them rather awkwardly. It's another number 10. So again, it's saying things are pretty complete as they are, Gemini. Do you want to push forward? It's up to you. You're bound to go forward eventually, though. So when you do, be aware, if you will, that as overbearing as 10 wands might be, it is actually incredibly positive because the potential here is absolutely huge. Okay, that's Aries, that's Taurus, and that's Gemini. We'll get on and do cards for all the signs as we go forward, but I'm just going to do one more card for each sign now, just to kind of get a little bit extra meaning for it, really, because these readings go out to so many people watch them, for which I'm very grateful. It's always worth trying to get something extra that you guys can kind of cling on to. So Aries, focus upon your strength. It's Apollo. Look at the strength and the energy in this character. Well, Aries, you have enough strength to do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to call you gods and goddesses, although we have all got that within us. We really have. Maybe you need to search for that somewhere inside you. Find your inner god. Find your inner goddess. Maybe people are seeing you as having a bit more power than you feel you've really got. Well, if people can see it in you, it's in there somewhere, you know. That's just a fact of life, a fact of the way we live every time. Taurus, flow of prosperity, Lakshmi. So it really is time to stop being the hanged man because the prosperity is flowing. You might as well go with the flow, Taurus, because it's bringing you what you need, what you want. You may not know that you want it yet, but prosperity is always a good thing, and it's coming towards you, Taurus. And one for Gemini, and we have Paul the Venetian, artistic expression, and he came out upside down. But let's focus on him positively. Let's look at him this way. Hope we haven't got mirror writing here. I suspect we probably have because it's a different camera and I haven't seen what it can do yet. But I might find a way to rotate it. There you go. I'm a bit back to front, Gemini. So are you? Maybe, because it really is going to take quite a lot of energy to get you guys moving forward, as far as I can see from the tarot there. But you did actually get the King of Pentacles there. So you really have got it all going for you. And artistic expression is going to be a key to finding the way forward. And this doesn't mean you've got to take up an instrument. This does not mean that you've got to paint a picture or anything like that. But it's about the creative inner soul that everybody's got, actually. And that is what Paul the Venetian, as an ascended master, works with all of us when we get his card coming up. So that is for you, Gemini. Okay. Well, I'm going to wind this one up there and keep going. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Loads of Neptune astrology going on at the moment because that's coming up. Mercury's gone direct. The stars, the heavens, they're all over the place. But the tarot is as reliable as she's always been. And so are the Ascended Masters. Can't do much better than that, eh? Okay, leave me a comment. We'll share the journey. Share me around the internet if you possibly can. And I'll see you again very soon. Peace.